rise to the singing of our national anthem. Welcome to all of the parents, grandparents, great-grandparents, faculty, staff, board members, communal leaders, family and friends joining us this evening to celebrate the graduation of the class of 2018 Tafshin Ayin Chet. Tonight is an evening of Hakarat HaTov, an opportunity to say thank you, to reflect back on whether it's 1, 2, 8, 9, 11 years at Hillel Torah, and to think about all the people who have invested so much in your education, your growth, and your development, all the people who believed in you and supported you. To turn to them tonight and to say thank you, we could not have done it without you. Tonight we thank and acknowledge the many people who make the Hillel Torah educational experience possible. Firstly, to the members of the Hillel Torah administration seated on the stage, who work tirelessly day and night to give up themselves for our students and our families. Mrs. Tamar Friedman, Mr. Ryan Levin, Mrs. Jenny Wasserman, Mrs. Susan Nesher, Mr. Bill Shandalov, Mrs. Margot Parnas, and Mr. Ed Plotkin. Also seated on the stage and representing the faculty are Rabbi Ara Liebtag and Mrs. Eliza Rosenbaum, who are the 8th grade teachers and advisors. Howard Parrish, who's also a parent this evening, representing the board of directors. And our PTA co-presidents, Amy Spar and Lainey Kelman, and all of our many generous supporters here tonight. We welcome all of the community members, community leaders rather, here tonight, and a special welcome to Rabbi Tzvi Engel, the Rav of our Torah, who is wearing his parent hat this evening, and to Rabbi Avraham Friedman, the Rosh Yeshiva of the Hebrew Theological College. Thank you for being here tonight. I'd like to also acknowledge, seated on the stage, are Rabbi Muller and Rabbi Reisman from the Associate Talmud Torahs. Thank you for being here and for your ongoing support and partnership. Thank you as well to the Fairview South School for the generous use of their auditorium this evening for tonight's program. Tonight you'll have a chance to hear from a number of our graduates, soon-to-be alumni, who will speak on behalf of their classmates and share their perspectives on looking back and looking ahead. To start us off, please give your attention now to Yonatan Shabel for the opening Tehillim.
Good evening, and welcome everyone. Thank you for coming. I would like to start by reading a Mizmor Tehillim to you, Psalms chapter 15. Mizmor LaDavid. Adonai mi yagor ba'ohalecha, mi yishkon b'har kodechecha, holech tamim ufoel tzedek, v'dover emet b'ilvavo. לא רגל על לשונו, לא עשה לרעהו רעה, וחרפה לא נשא על קרבו. נבזה, בעיניו נמאס, ואת ירא אדוני יכבד, נשבע להרע ולא ימיר. כספו לא נתן בנשך, ושוחד על נקי לא לקח. עושה אלה לא ימות לעולם. This poem starts with a question. Who gets to live in God's presence? It answers with a series of examples of righteous behavior that show honor, dignity, integrity, thoughtfulness, and more. It concludes that someone who lives this way will never stumble or trip. I think one message that we should take away from this poem is that if we live by God's ways, then it will be like we'll be living in God's presence. And that means wherever we go and whatever we do, we represent God to the people around us. Hillel Torah has taught us about God's ways and how to live by them. For example, we have done chesed and learned to be kind consistently. We have learned how to make a Kiddush Hashem. We have studied Torah and learned to appreciate it. We engaged in tefillah and learned to understand it. These are just some of the ways in which Hillel Torah has prepared us for the next 4 years of high school and how to live in the world. Now, wherever we go next, whatever we do, and whomever we meet, we can bring God's ways and presence to everyone around us. Thank you to all of the teachers and administrators for all of the time they put into our years at Hillel Torah. And good luck to the class of 2018.
Yashar Koach, Yonatan, for the beautiful Tehillim and Dvar Torah. Now it's my chance to say a few words to our graduates. Dear graduates, Talmidim Yikarim, what an incredible milestone we are celebrating here tonight. After investing countless hours of hard work for you and for your parents, homework, studying, carpools, practices, hot lunches, recess, you finally made it, and we couldn't be prouder of you tonight. But graduation is much more than making it to the finish line, even though you might not think that at the moment. It's no coincidence that we also call graduation commencement, which actually means beginning something new, starting something new. Even though you're all finishing something tonight, and don't get me wrong, you did accomplish a lot, the important thing is that you're actually now starting the next chapter in your future. As you prepare to leave Hillel Torah and go out into the big wide world, you carry a responsibility on your shoulders. The Jewish and the general education you received here, for which your parents and teachers have worked so hard, imbues you with a great responsibility to make a difference in the world, to give back to your community, and to take your place, as we say, as the Jewish leaders of tomorrow. You have the foundation in Torah, values, academics, midot, and now it's up to each of you to find your own path. The path that fits your unique personality and your passion to make a difference. You are the next generation, and we are all counting on you. No pressure. It's no coincidence then that the theme of this week's Parashat HaShavua is leadership. In Parashat Korach, we're going to read, as you learned in 7th grade, about how the leadership of Moshe and Aaron is challenged by Korach and his followers. Korach famously challenges Moshe with the argument, Ki kol ha'ida kulam kedoshim, v'tocham Hashem, u'madua titnasu al kahal Hashem. After all, the entire community is holy. What makes you, Moshe, so special that you can be their leader, that you can be in charge of them? And if we think about it, there's some truth to it. In fact, there's always truth in every argument, especially even some of the worst arguments sometimes have an element of truth. And we know that it's true that every Jew is holy. So what right did Moshe have to take that leadership over them? And what was wrong with Korach's, and if so, then what was wrong with Korach's position if his argument had this element of truth? However, when we look at the Psukim and we look at the entire story, we realize, as you learned, that Korach's revolt was not truly against Moshe and Aaron, rather it was really against God himself. After all, how many times did Moshe try to refuse the mantle of leadership? He kept saying no. He wasn't looking for fame or fortune. He was content being a shepherd. It was God himself who thrust the mantle of leadership on him. And then it was also God himself who chose Aaron to be Moshe's partner and then to be the Kohen Gadol. And unlike Moshe, whose hallmark was his humility, after all, he was Anav Mikol Adam, and who dedicated his entire life to serving God and his people. After all, he was one of the few people in Tanakh who was called an Eved Hashem. Korach was arrogant, greedy, and self-serving. Korach was the wolf in sheep's clothing, appearing all righteous on the outside and concerned with others, when in fact he was seeking the leadership for his own personal gain and self-aggrandizement. Today, however, we live in a different time. We are not the Jewish people of the desert, nor are we living in biblical Israel. We do not live in an era of prophecy where God is directing us, telling us who our leaders should be. Today, the phrase Kulam Kedoshim takes on a different meaning. Because today, we need strong Jewish leadership more than ever for our next generation, and it's up to each of us to fill it. We can't afford these days to wait for someone else to appoint us. You, our graduates tonight, must each take this initiative to become, as Mrs. Rosenbaum has told you, Torah ambassadors in your high schools, in your colleges afterwards, in your communities, and then in the broader world. Dear students, Talmidim Yikarim, you are an amazing class with so much talent, spunk, humor, and creativity, and I love getting to know you these past 9 years. Indeed, you are all special and holy. Kol ha'ida kulam kedoshim, and you have unlimited potential. Each of you tonight is poised and prepared to accomplish great things and make your mark in the world. Tonight, as we celebrate your commencement and the start of the next chapter of your lives, I give you a bracha that Hashem should grant each of you continued health and success and the confidence to build on the strong foundation you have been given by your parents and teachers to take your places as the Jewish leaders of tomorrow. We're so proud of you. Mazal tov. It is now my great opportunity to invite you to give your attention to Carly Sausher and Noah Braun, who will deliver remarks on behalf of their classmates.
Morim Ikarim, Savim V'Sato, Morim Rabbanim, V'Chavarai Hayakarim Lakita. Honored parents, grandparents, teachers, rabbis, and fellow classmates. This upcoming Shabbat, we'll be reading Parshat Korach. One of the main ideas in this parsha is Korach's rebellion and his ultimate downfall. Korach, who was a relative of Moshe and Aaron, was angry and jealous of their higher position. Chazal teach that Korach was in fact a very wise man. He was even one of the men chosen to carry the Aron. Korach had the potential to be a great member and leader of Klal Yisrael, but his wrong decisions ultimately led to his death. Parshat HaShavua, Parshat Korach, מספרת לנו כיצד קורח מתמלא קנאה בתפקידים של משה ואהרון. מתוך רגש הקנאה, קורח יוצא במרד נגד ההנהגה משה ואהרון. בגלל המעשים האלו הוא מת. The parsha begins with the words Vayikach Korach, Korach took. These first few words are an indication into Korach's being, always taking and wanting more. He was not satisfied with his job in the Mishkan, and instead, he felt that he should have a higher position, possibly on the level of Moshe and Aaron. Korach's jealousy ultimately led him to create an entire rebellion against Moshe and Aaron and declare the unfairness of the hierarchy. In the end, when Moshe competed against Korach, Hashem sided with Moshe and Korach ended up dying. While the story has many lessons to offer, I'd like to focus on just one. לכולם יש אפשרות לעשות דברים גדולים בחיים שלהם, אבל זה תלוי בבחירה האישית שלהם. Everyone has the potential to do great things in their lives, but it is all dependent on the choices they make. This lesson is very fitting for us, the class of 2018. This is something that we must remind ourselves as we begin the next chapter of our lives. הבחירות שלנו יכולות להשפיע על החיים שלנו בעתיד. As we enter high school, we must always realize that our choices and decisions can truly affect us for the rest of our lives. אנחנו צריכים תמיד לזכור את הסיפור של קורח ואת המסר שלומדים ממנו. We must remember the story of Korach and how he had such great potential, that his jealousy and rebellion caused his downfall. We are very fortunate at Hillel Torah to have learned from amazing teachers who have helped mold us into the young adults that you see before you. Toda l'chol hamorim v'harabanim shalanu, shalimdu otanu ad hayom, v'natnu lanu arachim shel Torah v'mitzvot l'chaim. Now, it is up to us to take these lessons and messages into our lives and apply them to our future.
Rabbanim, Morim, Horim, V'chadrim, Rofim Habayim, Achadasim, Shalim. אחרי 8 שנים בעבודה מאוד קשה, סוף סוף אנחנו מסיימים. אני רוצה לומר תודה לכל הרבנים ומורים שהיו לי הילול תורה. אני גם רוצה לומר מזל טוב לכל ההורים, הסבים וסבתות. אבל התודה הכי גדולה שאני רוצה לתת זה להורים שלי. אם ההורים לא היו דוחפים אותי לעבוד קשה בעבודה, יש סיכוי טוב שאני לא הייתי מדבר עכשיו. תודה רבה. Our journey begins at a time when Snapchat, Fortnite, Instagram, and Shrekky were not the big things. Somehow, reasons I cannot understand, Game Boys, flip phones, AIM, and Matthew Yahoo were the big things. This was a long time ago. This was a time called 2009. On September 2nd, 2009, approximately 35 of us began our adventure at Hillel Torah. During our years at Hillel Torah, we amassed thousands of memories. Some highlights for me include being on student council in 1st grade, Camp Shy, basketball, and the 3rd grade Chicago trip, in which my favorite part was going on the big boat while rain, which was just as bad as it sounds. However, my favorite memory probably occurred on my first day of middle school, as the teachers began to explain to me and my classmates all about middle school. I began to think, this won't be so hard, how wrong was I? You may be wondering why I'm talking about these events, and if they even have anything in common. Well, the answer is yes. In Judaism, we place great importance in remembering and learning from the past. Every single day, many recite Shesh Zifirot at the end of davening to remember the important moments that shaped their nation. Whether it be remembering challenges such as Amalek's attack, or good times such as receiving the Torah wants us to learn from our past. Just like the Shesh Zifirot recite in davening every day, the memories we have acquired at Hillel Torah will likewise guide our future. On behalf of our entire class, I'd like to thank the administration and all my teachers and rabbis at Hillel Torah for all they have given us. Additionally, I'd like to thank my parents for everything they have done and continue to do for me. Most importantly, I'd like to thank Hashem for bringing me and my classmates to this important milestone in our lives. Mazel tov to the Hillel Torah class of 2018.
Yasher Koach to Carly, to Noam for those beautiful words. And now invite you to turn your attention in a moment to the video screen that is going to come down for a presentation celebrating our graduates as they look back at their years at Hillel Torah. We ask you to please refrain from applause during the presentation so that we can hear every graduate. And now I'd like to invite the graduates to join us off the stage.
And now, it gives me great pleasure to present to you the graduating class of Tafshin Ayin Chet 2018.
Gabrielle Engel.
Avi Tseruya.
Yosef Olof.
Gabriel Gordon Burstyn.
Rafael Durella.
David Gaffin.
Eitan Kamra.
Friedman.
Netta Asino.
Liba Matt.
Sophie Fretzel.
Hannah Rottner.
Laura Bellows. Jonathan Chevelle.
Matthew Schreiber.
Joey Cohen.
Itai Kluk.
Charles Moscovich.
Noam Braun.
Nadav Tabul.
Racheli Kramer.
Hannah Stein.
Leora Exter.
Carly Sorsha.
Kayla Wells.
Atar Ben Melech. Will Blumberg.
Jack Karish.
Amitai Capone.
Eliezer Zagori.
Judah Bernstein.
Ethan Seiko.
Ezra Jacobs.
Shiri Collins.
Talia Jacobs.
Dini Robinson.
Alexandra Schreiber.
אחרונה חביבה, אבי אייברמן.
Mazel Tov class of 2018. You may now move your tassels from the right to the left. We thank the Hanis family for gifting each of our graduates with the Tanakh that they're holding to guide them as they move through high school. And as many of you know, this year we lost a very special young man in our community named Caleb Mayer, Hillel Torah graduate class of 2012. And our graduates dedicated their yearbook in memory of Caleb, and we thank the Brockman family for presenting tonight each of the graduates with a Pirkei Avot and wrapping them so beautifully in appreciation for all that this class has done in Caleb's memory. Among our graduating class tonight, we have a number of children who are the oldest in their family and the first to be graduating, which is very exciting. And we also have a number who are the youngest in their families, which means we have a number of families who will be graduating tonight as well. We have loved working with you over the past years, and some even decades, and though you are graduating, you will always be part of our community and our family. We'd like to acknowledge them now, and they are Judah Bernstein, Noam Braun, Noah Chevelle, David Gaffin, Jack Parrish, Yogi Olif, Leo Relaxer, Reba Mott, Harley Sausher, and Hannah Stock. I would like to extend at this point a special Hakarat HaTov tonight to Mr. Ryan Levin. Ryan Levin joined the Hillel Torah administration 3 years ago, and through his leadership and dedication, the school, and especially the General Studies program, has continued to grow and to thrive. Ryan, you've always led by example, and as you leave Hillel Torah this year, we will miss your warmth, your integrity, and your sincere care for every member of our community. We wish you only continued bracha and hatzlacha in all of your future endeavors. Please give your attention now to Mrs. Friedman for a few words as well.
Tonight, we say goodbye to a dear and devoted colleague, Ryan Levine, who served our school for 3 years as our Director of General Studies. Ryan, I worked closely with you during the past 3 years. It was a special zchut and privilege to get to know you. You are a kind-hearted, thoughtful, and dedicated educator, and you put your whole heart and soul into our students. I learned much from you about how to put oneself into the other's shoes, and I was always amazed how you considered things from the other's perspective. You were a loyal and supportive team member and a friend who can be always relied on. Ryan, I will miss you dearly, and I wish you hatzlacha rabah in your future endeavors.
Please give your attention now to Jack Parrish, class president, to deliver the
11 years ago, I walked into preschool at the Little Hillel Torah not knowing what to expect. I didn't know who my friends would be, nor did I understand the point of preschool. It seemed as though learning wasn't a priority, but rather toys. I later realized that coloring on a large piece of paper wasn't just for fun, but was really our own depiction of Megillat Esther. Hayom ani mevin shebehillel Torah lomdim b'kef. At Hillel Torah, fun is learning and learning is fun. From coloring projects in the younger grades to Maccabiyah in middle school, our time here was full of fun, but we also learned from each experience. I also never imagined I would be standing here today representing a class that is so unified. These past few years, the world has been very split. Democrats versus Republicans, Cavs versus Warriors, or even Laurel or Yanni. But despite these differences, our class has always found a way to unite. Whether it be the teams for baseball or helping out with charity organizations and splitting up the work, Hillel Torah has made our friends into family. The gift which the class of 2018 will be giving the school is a new computer for the auditorium to use for programs. We hope this will help future students at Hillel Torah see that learning is fun and gain from the special programs that Hillel Torah does throughout the year. Hillel Torah הטביעו בתוכנו זיכרונות מתאימים, דעת, והכי חשוב, חברים שיהיו לנו כל החיים שלנו. The school has instilled within us incredible memories, knowledge, and most importantly, friends that we will have for the rest of our lives. Hillel Torah עיצב אותנו להיות האנשים המיוחדים שאנחנו היום, ועל זה אנחנו רוצים לומר תודה. Hillel Torah has molded us into the people that we are today and the people that we strive to be, and for that we are thankful. On behalf of my classmates, thank you to the administration and staff, and especially to the teachers who have spent years helping us get to this day. Mazel tov to the amazing class of 2018 and to my parents on our graduation tonight from Hillel Torah, and thank you all for coming.
Thank you, Jack. Shakar. I would now like to invite Sarah Friedman to deliver the closing Tehillim.
Modeh Ani. Gratitude wakes us up in the morning, and Kriyat Shema al Amitah brings closure to our day. The epitome of being Jewish is gratitude. As the root of Yehudi comes from Hodah, which means thank. We thank Hashem for all that He has done in our past, present, and God willing, the future. In the past, we have expressed gratitude by giving sacrifices as the Tehillim reads. Mizmor l'todah hariu Adonai kol haaretz. Yidu et Adonai b'simcha bo lefanav b'yirana. Di'u ki Adonai hu Elohim hu asanu v'lo anachnu amo b'tzon marita. Bo shara b'todah chatzor tabatilah hodu lo baruch shema. Ki tov Adonai l'olam chaso v'ador v'ador emirata. Today, the class of 2018 would like to express Hakarat Tov and appreciation to Hashem for bringing us to this anticipated day. We thank our teachers for guiding us along this journey one step at a time. Thank you to our parents, grandparents, siblings, families, and friends for your constant care and support over our time at Hillel Torah. As this Mizmor is not specified for only the Jewish people, the song of thanks is strong throughout the world. In today's society, appreciation crosses countries and cultures. First, in China, gratitude is normally expressed through gestures. In Japan, people bow out respect. In Russia, Hungary, and Germany, people give flowers. And in the Philippines, gifts are given to emphasize that a thought that counts. In Judaism, every action we do is with gratitude towards Hashem. As Hillel Torah, class of 2018, advances to high school, we have fond memories of our past, are enjoying this significant moment, and we are thankful for what Hashem has to offer in the future.
Thank you, Sarah, for the beautiful message about Hakarat HaTov and the importance of gratitude, as this is our theme this evening. We also thank Tina Papadimos for the piano accompaniment tonight. And following the recessional in just a few moments, all guests are invited across the way to the Hillel Torah Auditorium for a reception in honor of the graduates. There will also be a minyan for Mariv in this room. As soon as the recessional is over and the room clears, in just a few minutes, we'll have a minyan for Mariv right up front. We ask everyone to please rise now as we sing Hatikvah. Please be seated for the recessional.